My mother taught me something when I was very young. She said, "Dear, ears we have two, but a mouth only one." Something in her words turned on a light in my head. In that case, I won't talk, I thought. I'll just listen instead. So on my first day of school, teacher read out my name. From the back I raised my hand, every day did the same. And my teacher simply smiled and would never ask why. No doubt she'd seen it before and just thought I was shy. The children gave no trouble. It was not a tough sell. I wouldn't argue or tell tales, so we got on quite well. In my class there was one girl who also chose not to speak, and over time we grew close, formed our own quiet clique. We would run and play games or walk side by side, shared a great understanding that came from inside. One day she looked troubled. Then she came close. "I'm too scared to talk," she said, "and no one else knows." It was only a soft whisper, but it made me so proud. I gave her a big hug and I hoped it spoke loud. That year she moved away. I didn't see her after then. But she had overcome her fears, and only I knew when. But for me it wasn't fear. For me it was a choice to listen all my life and never use my voice. High school turned out differently, and by that I mean worse. Suddenly my silence was no blessing but a curse. I wasn't hated, just ignored, and I didn't really mind, because by the time I left I had the reasons all outlined. For him it was a broken home, a messed up family. For her it bred from pure self-hate and insecurity. The people I attracted were those who loved to chat. I became a sort of therapist, and I was fine with that. You see, when people open up, get their problems off their chest, they gain a new perspective, see solutions, and progress. When I finally left that school, it was heavy on my heart, because the people there were hurting and now all torn apart. Later on, I met a man. He was patient, cautious, kind, most of all forgiving, and soon our hearts entwined. He said he didn't mind the quiet, which was just as well, but something below the surface with time began to swell. So when he drew out the ring and the joy filled my heart, I smiled and I nodded, but my lips did not part. And the box, it snapped shut, and the man, he snapped too. "If you won't talk to me," he said, "then I cannot love you." The months drew on, but my heart refused to heal, retreating into quiet space, forgetting how to feel. I dabbled in regret as I wandered with my mask. Had I shut out love forever? There was no one I could ask. My eyes spoke out my sorrow, and with age began to crease. Still I smiled, and finally my lonely heart felt peace. I didn't need my words at all to show love to those I met. I watched them closely, listened deeply to their secret dreams and frets. I picked flowers for my neighbours, baked cakes and gave away, healed 1,000 hearts with tiny gestures every day. I put regret behind me, and instead I chose to shine. The choice made many years ago was still completely mine. I still hear people talking. Every day they say the same. "I really like that lady, but I've never known her name."